Are the New York Knicks being overworked? The Knicks have just lost back-to-back games for only the second time this season, losing against the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Chicago Bulls in back-to-back nights. Now, I rewind a little bit to the Oklahoma City Thunder game. Knicks played well majority of that game. Then in the fourth quarter, they simply ran out of gas. And to kind of magnify why I decided to make this video, all 5 starters played over 40 minutes in that game. Tom Thibodeau has been sticking with an 8-man rotation. Landry Shamet has gotten in the mix. Deuce McBride has been out with a hamstring injury. And look, the Knicks are still one of the top 3 teams in the Eastern Conference, right? So you're wondering, so I know some of you are asking yourselves, why is it that some Knicks fans are worried and some Knicks fans are complaining and some Knicks fans are just concerned a little bit that their head coach, Tom Thibodeau, won't deviate from his plan? Well, as we all know, Tom Thibodeau is a stubborn head coach. The thing about Tom Thibodeau is that if he trusts you, he will play you. If he doesn't trust you, he's not going to play you until he gets a big enough sample size that what he trusts isn't working. And fast forward to the Chicago Bulls game. Knicks are on a back-to-back. The Knicks just didn't have it defensively at all. They had dead legs defensively, and their starters didn't have it. Everyone was kind of like freaking out after the game, like, what is going on? This is why you have to play your bench. This is why you have to trust your bench. Now, look, I'm not the minute police, but Mikal Bridges is currently leading the NBA with 1,408 minutes played. In fact, the New York Knicks have 4 Knicks players in the top 10 in minutes. They have Mikal Bridges at number 1, Josh Hart at number 2, OG Anunoby at number 3, Josh Hart with 1,316 minutes, and Anunoby with 1,313 minutes, and Jalen Brunson at number 7 with 1,224 minutes played. Karl-Anthony Towns is number 12 with 1,176 minutes total. This is total. Minutes per game, obviously that stat kind of is different, but I decided to go to the total route. So I do Knicks post games, and I hear it a lot, especially after losses, especially after these 2 losses. There's Knicks fans out there that don't like this coach. There's Knicks fans out there that want him fired. There's Knicks fans out here that love him. Comment below, actually, and let me know. Voice out your frustrations about what you think this Knicks team can do to improve their bench, and if you think Tom Thibodeau needs to play more people. I go back to this comment from Karl-Anthony Towns after the Oklahoma City Thunder game, which kind of raised an eyebrow, right? So Karl-Anthony Towns said after that game, he said, quote, "I'd lie if I said I wasn't exhausted. I think the film shows it. But I was willing to do whatever it takes to get the win. I just wanted to put myself in a position to help my teammates win and continue winning. Unfortunately, we didn't get the job done tonight. It hurts. It stings." That was after the Oklahoma City Thunder loss. Look, Towns, if you go to his minutes per game, he's averaging, I think, a minute and a half more than what he was averaging last season in Minnesota. So his minutes the Knicks have fairly watched his minutes, but the quote kind of raised an eyebrow. Look, if Karl-Anthony Towns, one of your best players is saying that he's exhausted, Mikal Bridges should be exhausted, and Anunoby, who's, had an injury-riddled past, I'm sure he's exhausted. Look, these guys get paid millions of dollars to play. I don't really care about them playing a lot, and they don't really care about playing a lot. Brunson, Hart, Mikal, and Anunoby, Karl-Anthony Towns have all said whatever it takes to win. Whatever it takes to win the basketball game, I am going to help. First and foremost, you just have to love that attitude, right? You got guys that just want to win. But on the other side of the spectrum, you say to yourself, is this Knicks bench bad? Or is it just that Tom Thibodeau doesn't trust anyone? I understand that a lot of people say the Knicks don't have depth. But to me, that's not where I want to take it. You see, I'm not ready to say the Knicks have a bad bench. I'm not. We haven't seen them get consistent enough minutes. Hukporti, Kolek, Daddier, all 3 of those guys in spot minutes have shown that they can provide some value. Can they make mistakes? Yes. In order to grow through your mistakes, you got to play through them. You got to learn. You got to learn through your mistakes. But to me, it's like calling a movie terrible before the trailer, right? It's like calling a movie, oh, I don't like that movie. You see the trailer, you're like, I don't like that movie. It's a terrible movie. You got to give these guys consistent minutes, at least one of them, to see what you got off the bench. That's my opinion. Now, look, they could stink for all we know. Tom Thibodeau is a heck of a basketball mind, one of the top coaches in the NBA. He could be seeing things that we don't see. I'm just a guy with a mic, and I'm just voicing what I think that needs to be changed. But I think Tom Thibodeau needs to get someone else involved offensively and defensively, even if it's for 5 to 10 minutes in spurts. He could find different pockets of the game to get Kolek in there, to get Hook Porty in there, who has shown things. Heck, even Jericho Sims, who has been in the Knicks' best defensive lineup, who has improved, even give him some spot minutes to help out the Knicks defense. But right now, what you're seeing is a coach that only trusts about 8 players. He trusts his starting 5. You give him an elite starting 5 group, and heck, he's going to utilize it for good reason. Those guys are elite and they want to play. But it is an 82-game season. And what has hampered us in the past? What has hampered us in these past 2 seasons? We have just gone through this. Injuries. Injuries have hampered this Knicks team, who have been fairly healthy to start this season. So he only trusts 8 guys. He trusts his starters. He trusts Deuce McBride. He trusts his Precious Achiuwa. And right now, he's starting to trust Landry Shamet more and more. Shamet looks good defensively. Campaign has kind of flamed out, hit or miss. Love the spark that he brings. But he really only trusts those guys. And when the bench doesn't have it on any given night, and what we've seen in the past 2 games is that starters have played well. They've balled out. Fourth quarter, dead legs against the Thunder. Against the Bulls, they ran out of gas. It's like a cone drill, man. They were letting everyone get by them, and they weren't defending the 3 as well. Look, credit to the Bulls. They shot lights out as well. So sometimes you got to tip your cap to the opponent. But that is all I'm saying, is that I don't know if the Knicks have a bad bench or if that Tom Thibodeau just isn't giving the guys consistent minutes. It's only 2-game losing streak, but what you're seeing is the starters. Are they getting burnt out? Are they exhausted? Sure does look like it. And it's a long season. That's all I'm saying. Hopefully something will give here. A lot of home games coming up. I still got faith in this group. I still got faith in the bench. I do. We just have to wait to see what happens. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Do you think it's Thibs? Do you think that the bench is just bad and he has no options to go through? Let me know in the comments below. I'll respond to as many of you as possible. Knicks are still in a good spot. 3rd in the East. Still playing well. And we just got to take care of home business. But right now, you're seeing some exhaustion come out from the Knicks starters. And just want to come on here and touch on it for a few minutes. Thanks for giving me your time. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Smash the like button. I'm Anthony from Knicks Nation. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.